Hi everyone, Nigel Saunders here. I'm usually working on my small leaf Schefflera bonsais, but today I'm going to get out my large leaf one that's commonly called the umbrella tree. Here's a look at my large leaf Schefflera bonsai. I just recently brought it up from the basement where it was chilling at about 7 degrees Celsius, and I noticed some of the leaves weren't looking too good on it. They were starting to get some discoloration. I thought, I better bring it up and get it warmed up and growing once again. Since I brought it up into the warmth, it's been dropping leaves. You can see they're just kind of falling off the tree. There's one coming off. Not all of them, but just, I guess, some of the ones that got a little damaged by the cold. You can see the discoloration here. Today, I'll be doing a good cleanup on the tree. I may even defoliate it and do some pruning. Even though some of the leaves are discolored and they're falling off, the tree is really healthy. It was allowed to grow all last summer, so it's full of vigor and should recover from defoliating and pruning quite quickly. The branches on this tree are becoming quite long and vertical, so today I'll be pruning them back. So any leaves the tree does have on, they'll get pruned off anyway. All right, I'll begin the defoliation now. The leaves are a nice dark green color. They look really, really healthy. So some of these leaves got damaged by the cold, and also some got that black tar when I was doing the plant room dripped on them. So that doesn't look very good either. So today all of them will be coming off, and then I can clearly see the branch structure of the tree and then make my pruning decisions from there. That's about got it. There's a few little ones down here, but they're no bother. Here's a look at the tree now, and you can see there's a large dead section in the tree, and that was because it was in the greenhouse, and the greenhouse got too hot, and anything that was facing the sun died from the heat. So the only living part of the tree was the part of the trunk that was in the shade underneath. And since then, it's rotted away at the base a little bit. There's a look at the base of the tree. So the trunk that used to go down in the soil here has rotted away. And it'll continue to rot away, leaving only the living tissue behind. When I initially noticed that the tree was dying, I was quite concerned because it just kept dying. And eventually, I realized, well, there is some branches still alive on it. And so I was glad that it recovered. And it turned a rather ordinary looking tree into something really unique, I think. And I'm, sometimes you have good accidents. Sometimes you have bad accidents. And I think on this tree, it's a good accident. I think the tree looks really nice now. It's something very unique, and it's also very natural that, something like this could happen in nature very easily. I'm just wondering where the front of the tree should be. I think this is the front over here. It's the most interesting side. You can see all these aerial roots, which just started out as little tiny roots that reach the ground, and they've thickened up over the years and become a really nice feature of the tree. It really supports the leaning trunk of this tree. It's like a column of support there. The branches are looking really nice on it. It's got deadwood, which is quite unique on a tropical tree. And this deadwood is fairly hard. you know, it's rotted away a bit from moisture and it'll probably continue, but I'll leave it on as long as it lasts. I'm in no hurry to get rid of it or anything because it's kind of a nice feature. I'm out front now looking at the tree, and I'm looking at it in terms of styling. It looks quite nice, all those branches kind of reaching skyward. So I've got to decide what to do. It's not a normal looking tree. It and probably never will be a normal looking tree, but it's unique. And so I've got to think. Right now I've got sort of two major trunk lines coming up on the right-hand side of the tree, and they're fairly close in height. I'm wondering if I should shorten the one and maybe shorten the ones towards the back here also, just to bring everything down a little more compact so it's not such a tall tree. I think that's probably a good strategy. Yeah. I think that's what I'll do, is I'll just reduce everything by, you know, maybe a quarter. I'm wondering if I should even reduce that tallest trunk. If I cut it off, I'll probably get branching. So that might be a good thing to, you know, start forming some kind of a canopy on top, other than just all my vertical, you know, trunk lines coming up. Yeah, I think I'll prune the tallest branch here. I'll just prune the tip off, you know, using directional pruning. And then I'll prune everything kind of cascading down shorter. And that'll kind of, well, if I prune the top down sort of like that, it'll mimic the slope of the trunk and give it a bit of cohesion in the style, I'm hoping. I think it will. All right, so let's go with that kind of a theme to it and see how it goes. I'm always talking about pruning back to a leaf scar that's facing the direction you want your new branch to come in. So if you look, here's a leaf scar. You can see there's a bit of a brown semicircle around the trunk of the tree. And at the base here, you can see the little bud forming. There's a little tip there. So that's where the new branch will emerge. So based on the location of the leaf scars, you can see this one down here. The bud is facing this direction. This one is facing this direction. There's one over here facing this direction. So by pruning back just above, you know, the bud you want, the one you select, will determine where the new branches come in, what direction they grow in. So I'll pick a leaf scar that's fanning out from the tree and prune back to there. I guess I would call this tree a cathedral style tree, where it's got all these upright trunks reaching skyward. So I'm looking for scars, leaf scars here. So I've got one here that's nice. That one's back there. I think I'm going to go off right here. There's a leaf scar and a bud coming out this direction, which would look quite nice. Yeah. Okay, so off it goes right here, like that. So I want this one shorter. There's a leaf scar coming out the back, which is fanning out from the tree. So I'm going to go back even further, back to here. Like that. And then this one I'll want even shorter. So I'll go back to here. Like that. And the last branch over here, I'll want shorter still. And I'll have to go to here. Like that. All right, let's step back and have a look at the tree now. I'm looking at the tree now from the front, and I think it's looking quite good. I kind of like those branches stepping down in height. I think it suits the tree. Definitely not a normal looking tree, but I think it has a bit of style to it, and yeah, it'll be interesting to see what it looks like when the canopy grows in, all the new branches and leaves. Yeah, it's an interesting tree, that's for sure. I don't know if anyone but me likes it, but I really like it. I think it's pretty cool. Not your typical bonsai, that's for sure. A lot of people might ask me, why do I bother growing a large leaf version of a Schefflera when there's a dwarf variety around which has smaller leaves and looks more miniature? And my answer is that why do people grow very small bonsai? It's the same thing. The leaves on a small bonsai can look too large. A single leaf represents a branch on the tree. It's a different version of the hobby, and it's the same with a large leaf bonsai. You have large leaves. It's a totally different look. You get this giant canopy on top, and to me, it's quite refreshing to see something a little different and out of the ordinary. And, it has its challenges, just like growing a little tiny bonsai, which has large leaves. It's just as much challenge to grow a larger bonsai with giant leaves. And yeah, it's just something variety and something a little different. I'll rotate the tree around now so you can see it from all angles. So, here's kind of the front. And we'll rotate it around so you can see the aerial roots. You can see the living part of the trunk coming around to the deadwood. Getting a little sun out today too. And back to the front. This tree started off as a house plant. I think it was my wife's, and when we got married, she didn't want it anymore, so I turned it into a bonsai. So it's over 25 years old, grown in a pot as a bonsai. And I really like it. It's one of my favorite and very unique trees. And that's all for today. I'm Nigel Saunders. Thanks for joining me in the Bonsai Zone.